Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the first video of my new series called First Impression Friday, where I'll be doing a new review, first impression review, or a swatch video every week. I am so excited. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, so I hope that you guys enjoy. The first product we're going to be reviewing is the Maybelline Dream Flawless Fluid Touch Foundation. This foundation claims to even and perfect skin with complete and natural looking coverage, has an impeccable yet undetectable finish, and is ultra thin with a fluid touch formula. It recommends that you shake well before application. They also recommend that you hold the dropper vertically and allow the foundation to drop onto the fingertips and apply to the face as usual. Okay guys, so I've already prepped my skin. I've applied some serum and moisturizer, nothing too greasy, it's all very matte feeling, so it's not going to affect the wear of the foundation. And before I start, I just want to say, oh wow, the product looks amazing. I have to give points to Maybelline because they've really done a good job with the bottle of this. It has a really beautiful silhouette packaging. It looks really high end, it feels really well made, and also my favourite part is the applicator. This is so unique, and I feel like a lot of drugstore foundations lack this. They usually a pump. I don't mind a pump, but I feel like this is really good for a very liquidy foundation because this is very liquidy. Like when you shake it, you can just kind of hear it, it just sounds like water. The colour that I'm using is 21 Nude. I'm usually between Nude and Sun Beige depending on how tanned I am, but considering that my face and my chest are so white, the rest of my body is fairly tanned, but we can always bronze, so not a big deal. Yeah, but I'm really excited to try this, so let's just jump straight into it. So the brush that I'm going to be using today is the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. The reason why is because I didn't want to apply it with a sponge because I just thought a sponge would kind of absorb it because it's so watery, and I wanted to use a Kabuki brush just to see how it would apply. So they recommend this to be put on your finger before, but I'm just going to put this straight onto my face. I'm going to talk you through it instead of doing a voiceover because I want you guys to see my actual first impression of it. So firstly, this little application thing I like a lot. It's very, very handy, and already I can tell it literally feels like water. I feel like it might even be a little bit thinner than the consistency of MAC Face and Body, but I am pretty excited because I am doing just like everyday stuff today. Like I'm really not doing anything to you know, I'm going to the gym actually, so I want to see like how it lasts. Obviously I don't usually wear makeup to the gym, but you know, I'm just going to start to buff this in and just see how one even layer applies. As you can see, I have redness here, so I am interested to see, wow, that actually covered it really well. I don't know how to explain the consistency of this. It's very weird. I think a brush is probably the best way to go. I'm really impressed with that though, because when I apply my face and body, it looks very shiny. It doesn't really cover much, and you kind of have to go in with a concealer, but that is nice. I have to admit though, now that it's applying onto the drier parts of my skin, it does look quite matte. It looks really light on camera, but I'm going to bronze because I didn't want to be too dark. I've gone on my nose, and my nose like sometimes gets a little bit dry, and it's kind of drying matte. Like it kind of feels like a satin powdered finish. It dries very quickly. Like I feel like it dried quick, like as you were blending it in. This is really weird. It's a weird texture. I've never applied a foundation with this kind of texture before. Like I feel like there's nothing more to buff in, like it's already dried. It looks smooth, but it's weird. Should we apply some more coverage? Let's see how it layers. So I think a good quality in a foundation is always something that you can build. So I'm going to build up only on the areas where I feel like I need more coverage, because this is an everyday look and I'm only going out you know, quickly to, you know, go do a couple of things out, and then I'm just going to go to the gym because I have to, and then we will see how it wears, because I think the gym is the ultimate test really. Okay, so I preferred it with the one layer just because I feel like it's enhancing my dry skin. this just doesn't feel as great as I thought it would. I don't know if that's because I have troubled skin. I don't have really smooth skin. For some reason, my skin is constantly struggling with it being smooth and looking perfect. There's loads of girls on YouTube where their skin is literally flawless without them even putting anything on. I'm not one of those people, but I'm glad that you guys get to see things on someone that doesn't have perfect skin. I don't have terrible skin, but I have imperfections in my skin. So, stop with the rambling. I am going to put on the rest of my makeup and show you, and then we're going to come back in 4 hours roughly after I have come back from doing a couple of things. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup quickly and I will come back. Okay, so at the moment it's 20 past 10 in the morning, but at the moment I just feel like it brought out some of my flaws instead of hiding them. Yes, it covered up the redness, it covered up some of the scarring, although some of it came through, but it really brought out the dryness in my skin, and my skin is not that dry for it to be, you know, crazy. Like, I just hate to think what it would be like on someone with extremely dry skin. So I will see you guys in about 4 hours, and then we will see if anything has changed, hopefully for the better, I hope. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been about 4.5 hours. It is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I went out, I was in the sun, I have been out and stuff, and this is how it looks. Excuse my, makeup face. I've just been getting stuff done today, so I have been pretty busy. As far as the makeup goes, it's sinking into my lines. I am 19 years old. I shouldn't have lines, but I do. It's making me, it's almost aging me. I'm pretty upset with this because I want to love it. Like, I love the fact that it sounds like water and it feels really light, and I love MAC Face and Body, so, I really wanted to love it. But after time, it still looks dry. It looks pretty cakey, considering I don't know why it looks cakey. I didn't put a lot on, but it's just gathering in certain areas of my face. It's kind of transferring a little bit, and it's also dry. It's a really weird consistency. Maybe it works on some people, but it is not working on me. I have a bit of dry skin on my cheek here. It's completely clinging to it. Just faded around my nose area. My redness is coming through. I don't really have lines on my forehead like maybe when I make expressions. They've just sunk in. Basically, in my opinion, I feel like it's showing more than it's covering. I'm not particularly enjoying this foundation, but we will see how it looks after a full 8 hours and after I have come back from the gym. So I will catch you guys again in another 4 hours or so. Okay guys, so I'm back. It is now just before 7 o'clock. I've had my foundation on for about 9 hours now. In my case, I just felt like it didn't really agree with my skin. At first it looked really dry, and then after about 4 hours it started to kind of separate a little bit and look cakey in some areas and then off in some. Now that it's got to this part, my skin doesn't really look oily, I'll be honest, considering my skin does get kind of oily, and I have gone to the gym and come back and it's still pretty much intact. So it's a good long wearing foundation, and I am pretty pleased with the fact that it, has stayed on. It did smooth out all the redness, but for my particular skin type, I just felt like because my skin doesn't have that really smooth texture, it does have bumps and it does have kind of dry bits and it does have, rough skin on some bits. Unfortunately, my skin is just not smooth, but what can you do? I didn't really say on the bottle how matte it was. I mean, I don't know if it's just my skin, but it really dried matte and it was just too much for my skin to handle. So the great thing about this foundation is that it feels super lightweight, it's a matte consistency, it's long wearing, quick drying, and it's only $8.99. And the bad things about it clings to dry skin, sits between fine lines, has a very small colour range with only 7 colours, and has light to medium coverage that isn't really easily buildable. Overall, I give this foundation a 5 out of 10 just because it didn't really impress me. It was quite drying on my skin, even though my skin isn't really even that dry. I didn't like the way that it kind of accentuated the texture of my skin, and it didn't have a smooth texture. Don't forget, this is just my experience with the foundation. You may have had a much better experience. If you have tried this foundation and you have something to say, leave it down in the comments below and it will help anyone out that's thinking of buying this foundation. I hope that this review helped you guys. I hope that I touched on as many bits throughout the video as possible. I hope that you enjoyed the fact that this is a series that is going to continue every Friday. Please don't forget to subscribe. I put new videos up every Tuesday, Friday and Sunday. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like because it helps me out so much. So without any further ado, I'm gonna go take this face off because I have been wearing it for 9 hours and I just can't stand wearing foundation all day. I love letting my skin breathe, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. You guys have an amazing day and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah.